Good morning from Prince Albert National Park in Saskatchewan, Canada. We just drove about half an hour from Waskesiu town to this Kingsmere parking lot because this is where the trailhead to the Grey Owls Trail is. This is a really cool hike that I've been looking forward to doing for probably about 4 years now. So yeah, 4 years ago we went to Riding Mountain National Park in Manitoba, and in that national park there is also a hike to Grey Owl's cabin. So Grey Owl is a figure I'm going to talk about later, but he had a handful of hand-built cabins around Canada, one of which is in Riding Mountain and another one which is here in Saskatchewan. So this hike is really cool because it is a bit further away than the other cabins. So this one from the trailhead to the cabin is about 21 kilometers. So we're gonna do it over a span of 2 days. So because we're gonna camp overnight at the cabin in a tent. So I've never done that kind of hiking before where I've had to actually carry my tent, carry my sleeping bag, all my food, and then carry it back. So this is gonna be quite the new experience. So here we are. Oh, you are here. And then we're gonna go up this trail all the way up here to this north end campsite where we're gonna set up our tent, and then we're gonna hike the rest of the way to Grey Owl's cabin, check it out, and then come back to spend the night before tomorrow walking all the way back. Should be quite the cool trip. Ready to roll? We are on the way. Hey, it's Anahario.
It's who?
It's his wife.
Why?
Starting the trail out with a bang, that's for sure. Looks like a pretty cool view. Already retying the shoes.
No. I just didn't do them tight yet.
Oh, okay. So this is saying we need to clean our shoes before going on this hike. Can carry the seeds of invasive plants.
Can't you explain why you had to buy those shoes?
Well, so when we were leaving the house, which is a 4-hour drive away, I was like, oh, I remembered my running shoes. I'm so happy I remembered them. But then I proceeded to put them on the ground and pick up all the rest of my bags, and I never ended up actually putting the shoes I remembered to pack into the car. So I rocked up in sandals to the campsite yesterday and was like, oh, I don't have any shoes to do this hike on. So so we went to one of the 3 clothing stores that was open, and one of them happened to have closed-toed shoes. So these aren't really ideal hiking shoes, but they'll do the job.
And this is also bicycling trail?
Yeah. So it's not going to be rough terrain.
No. And it's parallel to the lake, so presumably there's not much elevation.
Yeah, if it's like this the whole way, I could have almost walked in my sandals.
Yeah. That's it. We've been cycling this up, like, 20k hiking wilderness. Like, packing efficiently, all these concerns, and it's like a nature trail.
Yeah, more of a walk than a hike.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. Oh, it looks so rural. Look how clear the water is here. Amazing. If it wasn't quite so chilly, I'd like to go for a swim, but we will see. Maybe we'll just work up a sweat and then go later. Everything is just climbing with ladybugs too. We're at our first stop now. So this is about 8 kilometers in. And I think we've been walking for like probably about 2 hours already. So it's a little bit slow going, but amazing scenery here, obviously. Yeah, so despite how rural it is out here, it's still maintained. So we've got a really good picnic table, really good fireplace, even bathrooms over there. And then this is where you would pitch a tent. I imagine our campsite is going to look pretty similar to this. Looks like we might be getting some company on the trail. Think you could fight a bear?
This one's got a taste for berries.
Carl has dropped his phone into the bushes. Right where a cliff is. Do you see it?
No.
I think it was more here.
Yeah, but I heard it tumble. I was hoping if I just swept some back, it would be obvious.
Oh, he found it. Four kilometers, okay. Well, that's not quite so bad.
So that took us
At least 2 hours to go.
6.1 kilometers. That took us over 2 hours to do 6K.
That's weird. I am walking a little bit slower than average, probably, though.
Yeah, but we're not walking 3K an hour. Well, I mean, we are.
Apparently. This terrain is actually not as easy as I was expecting. If you hear, like, you know, it's a lakeside trail, we kind of expected it to be like flat along the coastline. But it's actually been up and down hills most of the way. All right, almost there. Okay, we've made it to our campsite, and there's actually a lot of facilities here. We've got our own fire pit, a nice picnic table over here, and there's even like a whole cabin over there that you can go and sit and eat at. There's like a wood burning stove and stuff in there. I'm gonna go check out the bathrooms too. Also, we are right on the waterfront. Okay, so this is where we have to put our food when we're not at the campsite so the bears can't get at it. We can take our pick from any of the firewood. It looks like these are the 2 outhouses. Considering that there's not really anything nearby here, a lot of facilities. Carl threw up our tent super quickly, and then we were probably there less than 10 minutes, and we're walking again, this time without the bags, luckily. But we still have about 3 kilometers to go before we actually get to Grey Owl's cabin. And the sun is setting, so we have to get a move on. Amazing place, though. All right, we're almost there. Cool. A beaver has been here for sure.
Very recently.
Yeah. Why do they have to pick the giant trees though? Like it never could have even brought that tree if it wanted to. Longest day of hiking ever, huh?
It's been so full on. We left at noon. 37.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that we were this slow.
We definitely picked up the pace without the bags, but still.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful it is.
Well, we have 11 minutes, 45 seconds.
What a place. Can you imagine living here?
Yeah,
Huh. There's the second cabin. There. Wow. 4 years in the making of planning to do this trip. And we are finally here. Shall we go in?
Oh, Mr. O. Somebody else's company.
Wow. Cool.
That's an East Dad.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's cool. I don't know if it's free. So this is where the beavers could come in and out and build their little whatever they want.
What? Oh, some beaver living in here.
Yes, there was.
Living in here.
Living in here. That is actually why it was built this way. It's a pretty serious stove right there.
How the hell do you get that here?
Want to check out the other cabin?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Gray Owl and his wife and one of his daughters is actually buried here as well. Wow.
Oh, 1984. 1986.
Oh, the daughter died before the mom. That's unusual.
Yeah, she was only 52. He was what, 50?
Geez, yeah, she outlived him by a really long time. Well, I guess she was quite considerably younger too.
Yeah.
Wow.
That doesn't make sense. It wasn't built with beavers.
Ooh. Ooh, this one is different. Yeah, what's under there?
That's where the bubble of beavers go.
Oh my goodness, it's a beaver. Swimming way over there. There it is. It's not a wolf.
No?
It's a wendigo.
Oh, some tired faces.
So it says Gray Owl lived at Beaver Lodge from 1931 until his death in 1938. Now we are in a race against the sunset. Well, we really weren't leaving much room for error on the light side of things. Good morning. It's bright and early here at the North End campground. I think this is one of the most beautiful campgrounds I have ever stayed at, and maybe ever will. It's about 7 a.m. and we're gonna pack up here really quickly and head out because it's supposed to start raining later this morning. With such a long walk, it took us almost 6 hours to get to the campground last night. We're gonna try to get a bit of an earlier start because we also have to drive back all the way to Regina today. So it's gonna be quite the day. Grey owl is an interesting figure in Canadian history. So in the early 1900s, he was a fur trapper. So he would go out into the bush and hunt beavers, foxes, rabbits, all sorts of things, and then bring it all into the cities to sell them. And then eventually he started to notice the decline in the numbers of beavers and turned into a conservationist. So he wrote books, he presented lectures, like he toured all around North America and the UK, preaching the message of conservation, especially in terms of the beaver population. And he is credited with saving the beavers from extinction. So yeah, without him, perhaps we would not have beavers. So it was actually kind of interesting that while we were on this hike, we saw lots of evidence of beaver activity by, like, you could see where they had like chewed the trees down and stuff. And then we actually saw one when we were at Grey Owl's cabin. So it's pretty cool. Very interesting person. And that's definitely a Cliff Notes version of who Grey Owl is. If you're interested in Canadian history, I would highly recommend doing some research into him because, yeah, learn a lot about Canada in the early 1900s for sure. We did it.